Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. My name's Eva. Thank you for joining me here in this healing. Just taking some deep breaths. Letting yourself rest and open in stillness, letting yourself be still. Peace to your mind, peace to your body, peace to the breath, letting it slow. Today the focus is on, I think, what we would call the heart space in terms of this sort of level of dimensionality, this layer. This is really in coherence with and sort of conjunction with the solar energies, the plasmic energies that are coming through sort of in this point of time, and all of the changes on Earth. What really feels like also this kind of astral, maybe for lack of a better, the way this is all sort of connected energetically, unconscious collective, really being pushed to the surface through, using this sort of volcanic activity, this tectonic activity as a kind of mirror. Really letting ourselves be assisted in washing away what we have been reckoning with, like letting it be gone from us, accepting reality, accepting more presence, accepting more now, like more of resting in now, less holding on to time and these wounds, this density, the clogged up feeling, the sort of what is being, you know what I'm seeing now? My best friend's son has this little toy that's like Play-Doh, that's like Spider-Man's web, and he like pushes down on it and the web comes out, but it's like Play-Doh. It's like, it does feel like this almost gunk sort of getting pushed out of a pipe, and we've described it that way before, but it like emerging from this sort of layer of connection that's holding up this scaffolding of so much of which is dissolving, which is time. So letting yourself let go of your identity in time and really opening to trust and opening to, again, reality in God, reality in unity, reality in love, what reality really is. But letting it be gone from you, letting that which you've been really emotionally and really viscerally detaching from you, but it might just sort of still be kind of sitting around. Really paying attention to spirit, paying attention to yourself in spirit, moving your attention away from your old identity in time, your ego identity set in time, through all of time, not just this incarnation. We're letting go of this sort of litany of a record. Shoyotunatin, we let it be done. Kimasonso toshayaku tuyoma woshina kana wawoshin kimyasatratos noruitainitat. But there is a feeling of like bringing love to the heart, letting it pour out of the heart, letting that which needs to go, transmuting it in love, letting love consume it back into what it is. Himyandarayiti orroshinta yan yorrotoyanika, himaya sunyandarato shorrokuni trayani sontoata. And like moving through these layers, moving through these sounds, moving through all that which they represent, letting more of your memory return to you, more of your memory. So it might come in bits of memories from elsewhere or archetypal resonance that feels like it was embodied for you, something that feels very real to you, awakening to more of that memory. But we're really bringing it through unity. Kina moratis nandrato shekinatis natri. Don't mistake the intention. Titawositash, don't mistake the goal. Hanam naurokuishini tanim yotiorokotaya. Hinyandi soya shinti koyono potoyoni hiaratora. Himashono tonatinam. Nindritis yoshoya kitis doshtandrahikayam. Nyaritis nyaritis. But that which you need from it remains. That which was left by love, built in love, with love's goal. Hinintor kotish nandrakayat umyaka yana umor queen. Hindi soratin. Letting this loosen. Kinyahushika. Letting breathing in and out of the heart space. Really letting the architecture of what we believe of this to change. Kimayun suntoi sunji. Really let it opening up into more connection with more of self. Hianyandoro kayash. Letting go of limitation here. Hinyandiasion sokoi shinyandia taor kuna trato soya shikayana. Hinyandoya kito yonyom. Kinator kuna tratin. Yati shitoya kuya payait. Uno tuyum yokorro kitain. Himoson zatishta trakita orrokuitio sotayanyato. Hiotoyo korruitani moaon shindi. Kinti son sotritis tatishnam natonium orrokuistantia. Hui toratia orrokua utorra. Shunyandara korrokuna in yorrokunandi sumorrataiti atoyetish. Sansati shiti kiti storin diti tiamosutsuа shimitok. Horaya toyo koroi shinyandim nyat ayanya korati sinya indarato shinindi sumzara sinchum datin shoporum. It's like an astral architecture of a veil, right? Of like the forgetfulness of this world. That's linked into like inorganic stories of separation that are wearing a mask of enlightenment, but that which we are being asked to see beyond. See your identity beyond. Kunjim natrikit. Kunima tayasun. And to see in clarity the repeating nature of the cycles. Sinsoya shamaya tundi kanat. And reconnecting, attuning you with nature, taptionot. And I was thinking about this because when I'm like out and I'll speak in, light language to the animals that I come around, and just this sense of like where they are understanding you completely, like you remembering and being very much in awareness of that unity with life where you are understood and you're in like recognition of the understanding with the other, because you're not connecting where you believe you are other. You let yourself be in that unity where you just have a inherent understanding. And we are this way with the elementals as well. And so this sort of seeing from a more unified expansion, allowing that to assist in archetypal vision, but not stopping there, because that you're still dancing in the duality of it. You're still sort of in that tango with the other, kinamorro kutisat, of darkness or an opposition, kimiyunyo borro kotat, a shadow. And so we're doing sort of all of the same things that you always think about in like spiritual work, but it's really important that we allow that what I would call the Holy Spirit, but just the force of unity, like the force of remembrance, the force of love, the like inspiration of love, the creative force that is like a bridge from formlessness to this world, which is only necessary in an idea of separation because it like is what carries the memory. That you never lose sight of your identity from within that memory, right? Like your memory of your being. So you can see in actual neutrality and actually be free of the bindings. And you're replacing your identity architecture here. Because you're here in your body and you're repatterning from the inside. And that's why we feel this like pushing out. We can feel this purge as if it is a pushing out from the center. An almost expelling of it. But it's not forceful, like you're not fighting with it. It just, we have a sense of place here because we've made time and place and distance and those ideas. So it appears that way when we're transmuting in a place. Kita orokuma tanatina kanandi korokshikit kin sun sundro ikiti toyot. But this will very much assist with any if you've been healing, I mean any physical thing that you're dealing with, anything that you've been working through. It always is also for the physical manifestation of it. But this was coming through very strongly yesterday. Creating with new substance. It's new energetic substance to this idea of this world. Because it is a bridge. Kantator kuti sanandi, pushna tratas nashinindi korrokonatri, yanandua suchononumi santai. We always talk about, replacing in our mind, changing our mind from ego perception to spirit's perception, right? And that spiritual perception is the bridge between the form here and the formlessness, and we are evolving sort of back into formlessness. But you ride that, you become the bridge when you accept yourself as spirit. And then that like alchemizes the form because it's a different pattern. Kinitisan saoshniti maurrokua kinindia sun socorroquiti. And it's always just, all of this is for remembering, awakening memory in you, calling more parts of self to self. It's all song. It attunes to the one song. All your disparate ideas of yourself throughout time and space and other people and things outside of you. Bringing that call back to self. Calling it all home. In your own body. Kia morro kuish nindoa washini posoin yorro tindai washiat. Again, that vision from the center, very much seeing like your cells, but seeing yourself come through the center of them, right? Like they are not separate from you, right? You are giving them life through the life that you are. Kinandoarashiti kinam norondo sojiti hiosotsoaoshnindi kanamawarratait. A dawning in your mind, allow. And it is in that way, like the way we sort of, when the body does something we don't want, when we get ill or it starts to, what we would perceive to be like fail us, or it feels like betraying us, like an illness, a pain, a hurt, a scar, a wound, something like that. we perceive it as working against us or something that can't be helped, right? It's like outside of our purview, it's just doing this on its own. This is not, it is a way of healing the relationship to the divine, healing your relationship with the beginning and the end, like with all that is, and your oneness with it all. And then taking that into every single possible relationship, not just with a romantic partner, not just with your family, not just with your friends, not just with your coworkers, not with acquaintances, not with strangers who are human beings, not just with what you would perceive to be something with sentience that you can have a relationship with. It's your relationship to every part of samsara, every part of the world that you made, healing that relationship with every part of the world that you've projected as other than yourself, remembering yourself at the center of all of what you've made. Like remembering love there for its own sake. And it is like changing the definition of relationship, because we always sort of take that to mean, not always, we do have relationships to ourselves, but because it's an idea that you have of yourself, right? That's already implying a kind of split mind or a splitness. What you perceive of yourself and how you feel about yourself is like kind of separate from the being you are. And so it's kind of like changing, rewriting the architecture and the definition of what it means to be in relationship with something that is yourself, really. You know, it's sort of embodying the truth that to give and receive are one. Like how you are in harmony with, how you are in attunement with different moving parts, like parts that have different coding and behaviors, but seeing still in essence that the essence of it, the life in it, is all the same. Like how you would embody that, how you would behave differently in the world. And behave differently towards your own body. And it's not just like eating healthy. It has very little to do with that, actually. It is how you perceive taking care of yourself from where that occurs. And then seeing that that self is a unified being and nothing that you're thinking you're in relationship with in the outside is outside of you. Letting that heal your mind. At the level of thought, the thought that you would hold, that you wouldn't, we're still using the example of the body, but that you wouldn't then attack your body back by judgment, by frustration, by anger, by sadness, by grief, by loss. That you would instead be able to see that you're giving it life, and that you would not hurt it with your thought of it, because you could see that is just attacking yourself. And this is sort of coming full circle in a kind of explanation for the why, this idea of astral, which I never really think about it that way, but this idea of like an astral restructuring, an astral replacement, a kind of heart, a dimensional replacement of what we think the heart chakra is, sort of. I mean, I've said this for a long time, that I think this idea of like all the baseline of what we would think of a base dimensionally would have to be like rising up, and everything would have to change, and then like what would be like higher would have to change if the base is higher. So all of it sort of, I guess, ascending, you know? But that we could get needlessly distracted with those kinds of ideas. It's not so much the point, but it is seeing how all of this framework architecture of what it means to be in relationship at all levels inherently changes by the memory of unity, and like letting that change the architectures. And when you are in your physical life in relationship to other people or yourself or jobs or circumstances or whatever, that would push out the gunk, and you might be dealing with that, could be in varying degrees of difficulty, like serious difficulty and struggle in your life right now. I mean, we are at sort of global war. And so much at war with this we can perceive ourselves to be at war with this sort of synthetic consciousness. But the idea of separation is what makes it synthetic. So that's just another face of what is just your split mind. That's what we meant by being able to sort of see the cycles, see the sameness in the repeating of all cycles, or the narrative of the ego is repeating. It's the same story at the center of all that which you would see as a threat or a danger to you. It's just like peeling back the layers of perception until you are at spirit's perception and you see yourself one there, and that's where you see from. Okay, I think we're going to end it there. This was so cool. Architecture very much changing in this realm. Very exciting stuff. Solar awakening. Okay, I'm going to go and start the member session, which will just be more of to see what comes through. And there are many ways to work together, which are always below. And I think that's it. Thank you guys so much. Taking just a nice deep breath. Always, if you want to stay in meditation, I do encourage you to do so, to use this as a kind of jumping off point for your journey into stillness. But if not, just taking some deep breaths, coming back to yourself. Don't rush. Remember, you are safe. And you are one in life. And you are here to live. Amen.